While scaling up can be a challenge for any business, especially hard for Black and Latino entrepreneurs who face greater funding hurdles. According to Crunchbase, Black founders raised less than 0.5% of all venture dollars allocated in 2023. That's the lowest number in recent history. And my next guest hopes to ease some of those challenges and help transform the world of minority-owned businesses. Joining us now for more is Les Brun, CEO of Ariel Alternatives, which has raised nearly $1.5 billion for its first fund called Project Black. Les, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Tyler, great to be with you. Good to see you.
Why are the dollars in venture capital heading to minority-owned enterprises so small? I mean, minuscule small.
There are lots of reasons for that. I could go back to the early days of where most of these companies were founded by folks who relied on family and friends to provide any necessary capital rather than more conventional institutional sources that most mainstream folks might go to. But if you think about the full corporate life cycle spectrum, if you start off that small and are struggling with capital and with customers that early on, it's awfully hard to grow big. And so we're trying to change the paradigm by which Black and brown businesses are viewed, particularly Black businesses, and really cause people to rethink how they think about these businesses generally.
It's really been, as we look there at the number of Black-owned businesses and also other minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, the smallest fraction there. I guess it is a historical artifact. I mean, the fact that they are so rare comparatively. A historical artifact of lack of access to capital, loaning practices that were discriminatory, redlining, et cetera, et cetera. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. There's lots of reasons, historical reasons, for why it looks the way it does. And what we're trying to do at Ariel Alternatives and Project Black is to change the way people think about this stuff. So look, apart from the number of Black-owned businesses that you highlighted in your chart, there are only 5 Black-owned businesses with revenues of $1 billion or more in the United States. We're trying to increase that number by a whole order of magnitude with our $1.5 billion fund that we've raised, and really cause people to think of Black businesses differently. Historically, Black and brown businesses have been viewed as small and disadvantaged, if you will. We're trying to change the thinking of that to be large and advantaged, just like any other mainstream organization would be viewed, and compete for a larger piece of the pie rather than the small set-asides and subsidies that have traditionally been set aside for minority-owned businesses.
You have a real blue-chip roster of funders in Project Black, including the Ballmer Group, Mellody Hobson, George Lucas Family Foundation, Qatari Investment Authority, Salesforce, et cetera. You've already made, as I understand it, 3 acquisitions, MyCode, CQ Fluency, and Sorensen. Why them? And am I understanding correctly that some of those don't happen to be, at this point, necessarily Black-owned? Explain that wrinkle in the formula.
Sure. And you're pointing out to the fundamental thesis of our investment strategy, which is there aren't many Black-owned businesses of scale to service the Fortune 500. If you look at our investor base, you'll see a number of companies that are large Fortune 500 companies wanting to increase their spend with minority vendors, but having a difficult time with the disconnect between the size of the typical small business, Black-owned business, and their need to provide purchase orders of significant scale. What we're trying to do is to acquire businesses that solve a pain point for the Fortune 500 that aren't necessarily minority-owned businesses when we acquire them, but we convert them into minority-owned businesses to allow those companies to both expand the level of business that they do with these companies and solve for the promises, begin to solve at least, for the promises that they've made to any number of their stakeholders about how they will increase their spend with minority-owned businesses.
How do you
over time.
convert